So the Fever re-signed Kelsey Mitchell today. They re-signed Kelsey Mitchell in what was the biggest or the best free agent thing to happen to them at all. Like, signing Kelsey Mitchell is bigger than anything else that they could have done. But when it comes to Kelsey Mitchell, if you guys did not see what has happened with Kelsey Mitchell, and it has been crazy today. It has been absolutely crazy, and it has been a really just objectively good look for the Indiana Fever Pacers Sports Group, the Indiana Pacers. It has been a really good look. So the first thing that we saw happen today was when Kelsey Mitchell showed up to go to be re-signed. Kelsey Mitchell got a huge, and I mean huge, homecoming as she came in. She got a huge homecoming. Like, she was cheered. So, like, everyone's there to greet her, including Caitlin. Excited to be here, excited to be back. Kelsey Mitchell talking about that. Kelly Krauskopf talking about Kelsey Mitchell, how important she is for the team and everything. And to be fair, I think if you're Kelsey Mitchell, obviously if there were considerations of her leaving, this is like, coming back to this, is like, yeah, I made the right decision. Obviously, I heard her going talking about being a player, member of the Fever. Have you heard the news? Aaliyah Boston, Indie Sports, like all of these tweets about Kelsey Mitchell staying, which are big. Kelsey Mitchell through the years, everything has been about Kelsey Mitchell. But we've now got like Kelsey Mitchell, the Pacers, newly re-signed Fever guard Kelsey Mitchell and head coach Stephanie White, being announced on the big screen.
Welcome back to Indy 2. Just re-signed with the Indiana Fever, Kelsey Mitchell. And she's back in the state of...
So yeah, obviously the fans going crazy seeing Kelsey Mitchell coming up on the board. And Kelsey Mitchell, who had probably not really met with Stephanie White until she had signed, probably had a few conversations, is at the Pacers game with Stephanie White in the front row, which is great. Which is absolutely great to see. And then the Pacers obviously tweeting out about it, which is big. And then she's being interviewed at the Pacers game. This is what she said.
Fever, she joins me now. You have a big old smile on your face. How much did it mean to re-sign with this organization now for what will be your 8th season?
Oh man, Indiana is my second home, so for me it was like second nature. Obviously the contractual stuff is always being talked about, but I look at Indiana like home, and to come back and play with people like Kaylin and Aaliyah and our group period is just really, really fun for me, and I don't want to miss out on that.
Your group had a real exciting, energetic season. How can you build on that now with Stephanie White?
Did they really have the Miz? Did they really just play the Miz song as they walk out? The Awesome? Did they really just play the Miz Awesome?
How can you build on that now with Stephanie White as head coach and all the positive momentum?
I think, anybody that knows Stephanie White knows how good she is with the X's and O's. She's going to put us in a good position to make plays. It's going to be basketball players. So I look forward to playing alongside Kaylin and seeing that actually for all of us.
I know how much the fans love you. You played in front of a full house all season long at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. How important is that to you, and how much do the fans spur you on?
It's everything. I can remember, from year 1 to year 4 what it looked like in here. And so now when we get all these fans and these people coming in, it's kind of like a blessing in disguise because I've seen both sides, and now it's the light at the end of the tunnel.
Well, congratulations. We're happy you're back and looking forward to the season.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is pretty much it for the interviews, and I'm happy for Kelsey Mitchell. I'm happy that, Kelsey Mitchell has been like getting the recognition that she probably deserved last season. Like, look, realistically, did she deserve to win Player of the Month? Probably not, but I still think they should have just given it to her. I still think they should have just given it to Kelsey Mitchell that month. Caitlin Clark didn't need the player of the month. I still think it was close enough that it probably could have gone to Kelsey Mitchell, who averaged more points. But like, I'm not really gonna argue it because Caitlin Clark was unbelievable that month too. So I do think that is an interesting one anyway to see, just to see all in all what is gonna happen with that one, but or what happened there. But at the same time, Christy Sides getting coach of the month, madness. But Kelsey Mitchell is coming back as the best shooting guard in the WNBA on the offensive end. Overall, I'm still giving Jackie Young the number one, but based on form, based on how she played overseas, and what she was doing playing overseas, how she was scoring playing overseas, it was absolutely huge. And it's something that it's a big day for backcourts in women's basketball. In an age of bigs, Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark are the best backcourt, could be the best backcourt in the history of women's basketball when it's all said and done. And then we saw probably the best backcourt in women's college basketball history of Olivia Miles and Hannah Hidalgo being on the cover of Slam magazine, which is a big one, which is a real big one, because they are an insanely good backcourt. And the maddest thing is that their backcourt last year of Hannah Hidalgo and Sonia Citron is one of the best backcourts in college basketball history. Their backcourt last year was one of the best, and their backcourt this year is definitely one of the best. But yeah, it is. Overall, it's still a really interesting thing to see just how well Kelsey Mitchell's being treated. And it's funny, the crowd going nuts. Like, it's the ominous crowd. It's the ominous crowd. Like, I really wish I could find who that person was talking about the who it was that said it was something like it felt like an ominous crowd, and every single time the Fever scored, it didn't feel like they were cheering for their team. It felt like something more sinister. I cannot remember who said that. Like, it wasn't Roberta. It was like 28th of December or something. But like, hearing that ominous crowd like going crazy. Like, I don't know what it was, but this is the quote. Every time the Fever scored, the crowd were up, but it didn't feel like fans rooting for their team. It felt like a threat. There was an ominous feeling in the building. Like, I can't find the thing or find the article, but that is a quote from it. But yeah, it was like, it was mad. And you can see how loud those Pacers fans were for Kelsey Mitchell. And the Fever fans are going to be even louder. Heck, you could see how much it meant for Kelsey Mitchell to come back for all the players. So yeah, it's gonna be a really interesting season for the Fever, and I'm excited for it. I think in free agency they're gonna have to get creative, because I don't think you're gonna be getting anything spectacular. I'm making a video on it a bit later. One of my theories is maybe they could find a way to get Nalissa Smith to to Connecticut from Rena Mabry. That's something that might work out, you know. Otherwise, like, yeah, I just don't. I think it's going to be having to be creative in free agency and then go for the home runs next year. But anyway, that's the video. I'll see you guys.